Hey, what's up? It's iCkEdMeL. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. And I wanted to do like a video that's simple and easy to follow for people that are just joining the story or just hearing about Marisela, or if you are following the story and you're confused by all the different names and you haven't been able to keep up. And so I'm going to do a brief timeline and show you the pictures, the names, the age, and then after that show you how some of them connect to each other. And I'll probably use this video as a reference video in the future. While I was making this video today, the third person wanted in connection with Marisela Botello Valadez was actually arrested today, April 2nd, which is amazing. I'll put the link for the GoFundMe in the description down below. And we're going to start with Marisela when she was last seen. Marisela Botello, 23 at the time, she traveled from Seattle to Dallas to visit a friend. The last time she was seen alive was October 5th in Deep Ellum. Deep Ellum is an entertainment district in Dallas, Texas. There's a bunch of restaurants, clubs, bars, and she was last seen leaving Select Start. She was seen on surveillance video leaving with a man. Keep in mind this is the brief version of events, and so she went to Deep Ellum. She took a taxi by herself, and she is seen leaving this bar on surveillance with the first suspect that was announced, Charles Beltran, 31 years old. October 5th is the last time Marisela is seen alive. And late in October, that same month, Charles Beltran, he's actually announced as a person of interest. It was said that he disappeared and the car, the Audi vehicle, disappeared as well. His vehicle, the black Audi 2014, was actually found in New York. And so it had been transported from Texas to New York. The vehicle had multiple hair samples, but the hair sample found in the trunk is believed to have belonged to Marisela. It's still being analyzed, but they believe it matches Marisela's hair, as well as there was some concrete material found in the vehicle. Now I'm going to stop right here for a second, and we're going to talk about this address, the 3113 address, Mesquite, Texas, and the vehicle. So Charles lived here and Charles had that vehicle, but he didn't live alone. He lived with a woman named Lisa Dykes, who has multiple aliases, Dykes, Beltran, Ahmed, etc. And so they lived together at this place, and she also was registered on the vehicle as well for Charles. The relationship between Charles and Lisa, we're going to get into details a little later, but there's about a 26-year age difference between them, and they do have a type of relationship. The other person that comes into play is Nina Beltran, or Marano, another alias. They have multiple different last names and aliases. How Charles, Nina, and Lisa know each other in their relationship, we're going to get into that in a little bit. We've been talking about this over several videos, but let's just focus on the Mesquite, Texas address, the 3113 address. And according to police, they did an analysis of Marisela's and these other three people's cell phone records, and it showed that all of them were together at Lisa's and Charles' residence in Mesquite, Texas, on the last date that Marisela was known to be alive. So October 5th, Select Start, Deep Ellum, the 3113 address. It's about a 15-minute ride. All of their cell phones, Marisela, Lisa, Nina, Charles, all ping at this 3113 address. Now, on that same night, Lisa and Nina, it shows that on that night, both of their devices traveled to an area south of Dallas near Hutchins, Texas. From the 3113 Kingston Drive to the area they traveled, it's about 24 minutes. And Lisa was also actually known to have a property near Wilmer, right around here somewhere, which we'll maybe get into that later if we have time. This area here is a densely wooded area. It's close to several bodies of water. Supposedly there's also a concrete plant around there. And if you remember with the vehicle, concrete material was found. I pulled back to give you a bit of an overview. So That's Select Start. That's at Kensington Drive. And this is the Wilmer area, the densely wooded area by the concrete plant. And so after Nina and Lisa traveled south, they go back north to the Kensington address. And it's reported that, we don't know the exact locations where they went to after, but it says after Marisela's disappearance, all the suspects left their jobs and moved out of their individual homes in Texas and Pennsylvania. And I'll just briefly touch on the arrest warrant because we've looked at it so many times. But for the people that are new, it states that a search of Beltran's and Dykes' residence revealed that the carpet had been cleaned, but streaks of brown and red color, the appearance of blood, were underneath the carpet. The items were seized. On January 29, 2021, detective received information from SWIFS that they collected DNA evidence from one of the carpets and the pads from what was believed to be Beltran's bedroom. The blood found was a match to complainant Marisela Botello Valadez. Unknown male and female DNA profiles were found in the carpet. This unknown DNA is believed to belong to Charles Beltran, Lisa Dykes, or Nina. On March 24th, 2021, a woman found remains. The same area that Nina and Lisa traveled that night on October 5th. Now, it seems like she called police and they came out, and it looks like they had to come out maybe 2-3 times. It seems like they actually went back out there recently as well.
So you can see from Sky 4, there are FBI and other law enforcement officials there. They're combing through brush in a wooded area near Wilmer, south of Dallas.
Sky 4 video capturing multiple FBI agents and a heavy law enforcement presence in a remote area of Dallas County, near where the remains of Marisela Botello Valadez were found, months after her disappearance last October.
And so Marisela was found, which I'm sure was, I can't even imagine. Then, that was on 3/24/2021, I believe. Then the next day, Nina is arrested in Miami, and Lisa is arrested in Orange County. That's up north Florida. They have a lot of ties to different states: Texas, Florida, Pennsylvania, Utah, and other places. Now, Charles Beltran was arrested April 2nd, which is amazing. And he was arrested in Utah, a place called West Jordan, Utah, a suburb of Salt Lake City. If you've been watching my videos, and we'll be talking about this further in new videos like the Bill Marano video, you'll know that there's many ties with Utah and Nina and the guy she was married to, Bill, and the pizza business that she used to own but went out of business and got bankrupt, which is going to be in the upcoming video and some of the details on that. And so it's interesting and peculiar. This guy Charles is found in Utah. Chuck, or Charles, however you want to call him, has been making posts. He hasn't posted since Nina and Lisa has been arrested, but he's made several posts and he's removed a lot of posts on Instagram. And to me, not only was he mocking law enforcement, but he was also mocking the families and the public and tagging that he was in Tampa when, you know, damn right he wasn't in Tampa. And obviously he wasn't. Some of the people online and the Facebook groups and the people that have been following this have stated that they believe these are all old pictures and posts. He even made a YouTube video and song called Person of Interest, and he was proclaiming he was innocent. So now I'm going to talk briefly about the relationships between Charles, Lisa, and Nina. This is skimming the surface. I am doing deep dives, but I've been having, people kind of confused, not understanding who's who, and it is confusing. There's a lot of people, and so I figured if I have this reference point when I'm doing the next videos, the next one is going to be on Bill, I can refer people, or you can refer people to this video and be like, here, this is the basis or the basics of this story and what's going on and how these people know each other. According to multiple sources, Nina and Lisa were friends for quite a while. Best friends, somebody even said. Nina is from Pennsylvania. Lisa is from Kentucky, but they both traveled around a lot, multiple places like Texas and Florida. Nina is a lawyer. Lisa is a paralegal. They've worked together in multiple law firms from what I can see and gather. And I believe that at some point they met at one of these jobs. I believe it was in Miami, probably at this Bogan Munns and Munns, possibly. Lisa even knew William, aka Bill, which is Nina's deceased husband, which is the next video I'm doing. It's going to be a deep dive. It's been rumored, and I've heard this from multiple sources, that Lisa and Nina decided to get married for financial reasons. And I'm assuming this has to be after Bill passed away. But what about Charles? How does Charles come into play? Well, from multiple sources, Charles met a guy named Kyle in Deep Ellum at a bar. Kyle is Lisa's son. And so Kyle worked at this place called On Premise. He was the bar manager. With Chuck, I've heard conflicting details. On one hand, I was told that he used to be a bouncer at the club. But on the other hand, from people that I've spoken to, they said that he just used to go there all the time. And he used to go to Deep Ellum all the time. And so all the people knew him at this place. And so this is how Kyle and Charles meet, which in turn, then Charles meets Lisa, Kyle's mom. Reportedly, Kyle did not like this. I mean, who would, right? Your coworker, a friend, dating your mother. And then eventually, Charles moves in with Lisa. And, you know, she's paying for the place. She's paying for his cell phone. Got him the car. And he has a room in that 3113 address where it's for his music. And she's funding his music and his albums. And so the dynamics of their relationship, from what I was told, is that they had an open relationship because Lisa would talk to other guys too all the time. Now, Nina and Lisa would travel. Sometimes they'd see each other. They'd travel back and forth between Pennsylvania, Texas, and probably other states. I should also note that after Nina's husband passed, Lisa, for a short period of time, was living there in Pennsylvania. And when I say living there, I mean living in the same house that Nina and William used to live in. And what Lisa would say is that Nina would not have sex with other men unless Lisa was there to do threesomes with them. Now, I don't know what properties this took place at, but obviously Charles met Nina through Lisa. But Lisa wouldn't allow Chuck to have sex with Nina. So they have this open relationship, it seems like. And Lisa's having sex with whoever. Nina, she'll only do it if Lisa's there in a threesome manner. And Chuck, he's allowed to have threesomes, I take it, but just not with her friend. I'm assuming maybe because that's her best friend and they're personal. Chuck, from what I hear, you know, he liked to go clubbing, liked to go to different bars and try to pick up women. And so occasionally he would bring them home. Lisa and Nina worked together on Nina's firm, which is the firm that they started after Bill/William passed away. And Lisa would run the Florida firm from Texas. And so you have this really kind of complicated, weird relationship. Plus, there's the huge age gap. Lisa 57, Nina 49, Charles 31. And, well, apparently one day, Nina and Chuck, or Charles, broke the rules. Nina sends Lisa a text because Nina was visiting town. And her and Chuck had sex. And Lisa was furious. And she told Nina she was going to pay for that. And that she was going to make Nina her bitch. So that's some of the dynamics of this weird relationship between these three people, where Charles meets Lisa's son, and that's how he meets Lisa. And Lisa met Nina, from what it seems like, through the job, through the work environment. And then that's how Charles meets Nina. Now, the next deep dive that I have for you guys that we're going to be talking about is William Marano, or Bill Marano, which was Nina's husband that passed away. And they had a pretty big age gap too. He would be 84 right now, and she is 49. So there's a 34-year difference. So let's stop here for a minute. Another tidbit that I wanted to show you guys, just keeping in mind all the information that I told you about. This is the address where they all were, and then they all drove. Well, not all, sorry. Lisa and Nina drove south here, and this is where the body or remains of Marisela was found. And there's something else that's kind of interesting. And so you remember how we were talking about Kyle and Lisa. There was an address here in Wilmer that at some point, I'm not sure if Kyle still resides. I don't think he does. I heard he left. but he did reside there, and Lisa at one point, it seems like she resided there. I think the house there is a house that was being rented. I'm not sure exactly what was the situation, if it was rented or rooms rented or what. If you look at that address and compare it to where Marisela was found, it's literally less than 2 miles, 3 minutes away. Now, you know, police didn't say anything about that, and they only mentioned the 3113 address, and so I'm not pointing fingers, but I am just saying it's interesting. It's very interesting. I hope this video made some sense for the people that were confused or the new people that are coming to find out about what happened to Marisela and these characters behind that whole situation. Some of the upcoming things that I have, like I've mentioned Bill multiple times. Sorry that I keep mentioning it but not actually doing it. I think this will help that video. Also, I was thinking of doing the Charles deep dive. I've spoken to at least 3 people, and then actually somebody today called me about that, and so I'll see if I can. It's just tough, and it's very time consuming when you're doing a story that's, you're not just reading articles and you're putting the information together, but you're actually talking to people, local people, friends, and etc. in the community. It takes, you know, you got to vet the people, you got to take the notes, and it just takes a lot of time, especially when people don't want their names out or their voices out, and so I have to take notes down and then reiterate it and make it make sense, hopefully. And some of the other things too, like the whole Santa Muerte conversation. Up until today, at first I had spoken to only 2 people. Today, a 3rd person reached out to me, saying that there was some things that they saw. And so, you know, we're going to leave it for another video. I'm going to put it under the rumors section, and maybe we can talk about that in the future. Actually, with regards to that, tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, the Discord crew or the Discord team, we're going to be on Discord in the members chat, voice chat, and we're going to go over the whole Santa Muerte thing. I'm going to have you guys have a conversation with me and talk with me and listen to what some of the things that were going on with that. I do want to bring a mix of content when possible. I know I've been very like hyper focused on this, and I do want to have some of our fun streams again too at night, so hopefully soon we'll do that. And yeah, I just really appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the support. Please hit the like button, share, turn on the bell notifications. I would really appreciate that, because I spent a lot of extra time on this video. Take care of yourselves, and peace.